Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Torpedoes and Tarantulas. It's past your kids' bedtime, so you know what that means. It's time for the grown-ups to hang out and do what grown-ups do. Now, I'm going to do what this grown-up does on this channel when he's not doing his tarantulas or his spiders, all that stuff. Back to the roots of my channel, I'm doing a cigar review tonight, one that I have been meaning to do for a couple of months now. I've been wanting to try this blend for the last couple of years, and I just happened to walk into my local B&M liquor store, which is, as the crow flies, probably a mile and a half, 2 miles from my house, so very close by. Got one of these. It's been sitting in the humidor ever since because I've been waiting on the right time to be able to review it. And I guess today is as good a time as any. I've been quite busy working, so I haven't had time to really sit down and take the time to do things like cigar reviews and stuff. So I've only been making those quick videos that I can make, in between jobs and traveling and everything. Tonight, we're going to sit down and we're going to spend a little time together. Now, this is the AJ Fernandez New World. My camera doesn't focus worth shit lately, so I apologize for that. This is the New World. This is the Oscuro Wrapper, which was originated in Pennsylvania, which is the only really reputable growing region in the U.S., and they're reputable for their very dark cigar wrappers. So there you go. That is the wrapper on this thing. This thing is made by AJ Fernandez. He is a Cuban-born blender who for years blended cigars for other makers, and over the past 5 years or so he's been kind of putting out his own cigars, and this one right here was his first collaboration with his father Ismael Fernandez, who was a Cuban-born tobacconist who taught AJ, and then AJ honed his own craft and started making his own cigars, and this was his first collaboration with his daddy. Really nice looking cigar. I wish you could see the artwork on the band, but you can look it up online. AJ Fernandez New World. This is a tribute to tobacco and its introduction to the New World in 1492 in South America. So that's where this one's at. So now let's get down to the bare bones of what's in this cigar. This one right here is the Toro. This is a 6.5 by 55 ring gauge. Really nice, beautiful box press. I like the box press because it sits nice in the hand and in the mouth on a draw. So the wrapper, like we said, is an Oscuro, which originated in Pennsylvania, but this is AJ's own blend grown in Nicaragua. So this is a Nicaraguan Oscuro. The binder is Jalapa, which is a very rich volcanic region in Nicaragua. And then the fillers are the other three very well-known volcanic growing regions in Nicaragua, which is Ometepe, Condega, and Esteli. So then those are basically AJ's flagship tobaccos, because that's mostly what he does is Nicaraguan cigars, which is, that's in my wheelhouse. I really like the Nicaraguan. So that's where we're at tonight. Now, let me give you a sniff. Oh, I wanted to note this band as well. That nice bright red color. It's kind of a nod to, or a tribute to, a cherry, on a cigar or whatever, if you will. And knowing AJ Fernandez, when I get that far into the cigar, it's probably going to be that straight of a burn. So we'll see. But that's a nice little touch, that little red ribbon on the foot there. I've already got her punched, so we're just going to kind of give it a sniff. And right off the bat, there's a whole lot of mild, dry, earthy notes. Mostly leaves and wood, but nothing real heavy. Oh, by the way, I also haven't been able to do these cigar reviews lately because fall allergies have been kicking my ass. And if your nose is fucked up, your palate's fucked up, and you can't review a cigar. So this is going to be my first one in quite a while, so I'm pretty happy. On the foot, okay, as usual, the aromas are darker, and there's a mild coffee aroma along with some leather and those woody notes. And since I've got it punched now, we're going to do the pre-light draw. Draw is right there in the middle of the road as far as resistance. Really nice bit of resistance there. And getting some cocoa, some leather. Maybe a slight bit of oak. So without further ado, we're going to light this thing. But I forgot my lighter, so I'm going to pause, and then I'll come back when I have my lighter. Alright guys, so as I said, this is AJ Fernandez's first collaboration with his father on a cigar. So that was really special, and because it was a tribute to the introduction of tobacco in the New World in 1492, it's an extra special tribute. So this ought to be a pretty special cigar. I have been a fan of AJ Fernandez's blends for years. The guy knows what the hell he's doing. He really knows how to work with Nicaraguan tobaccos especially. And like I said, he's made many flagship cigars for other blenders such as Monte Cristo and Romeo y Julieta and a lot of those other reputable cigar makers. So he's pretty well known in the business, and I'm a big fan of his. And so now we're going to light this thing and then see what we get here. Right off the bat, it toasted really well and lit really nicely. So far, burning really good. Quite a bit of those earthy tones, you know, kind of like fall leaves, woody, little cocoa, and a little bit of pepperiness there in the beginning. Not real strong on the pepper, just a slight tingle on the tongue. But so far, let me do one more just so I don't steer you guys wrong. Let me determine what it is that I'm tasting here, and then I'll kind of get into it. There's definitely a rich earthiness to this cigar. A little more pepper kick up there. That'll die out in the next few draws, I'm sure. But a lot of coffee, cocoa, like I said, the woody leaves type. It's typical Nicaraguan cigar flavor profile, which is why I like them. I like the really rich, smooth, earthy cigars. I mean, occasionally I like a good florally, citrusy cigar, but I'm more like the natural earthy tones. I like the same thing with my beers and my alcohols, you know. The only florally stuff I like is Scotch, and that goes really good with the cigar, which I've got some Glenfiddich 15-year single malt sherry cask-aged Scotch to go with this cigar, so hopefully it will go really well. But so far, just a lot of that earthiness, that cocoa-y, coffee, woody type stuff. So far so good. I like it. I'm going to get into it a little ways, and then we'll let you know what we've got. Alright guys, so here we are back with the AJ Fernandez New World Oscuro. Beautiful performance so far. It's kind of canoeing on one side, but I've got a feeling it's going to correct itself. But you can see that ash is nice and tight. You know I like a nice tight ash. Flavor profile so far, a lot of what I was saying. There's a whole lot of like coffee, like black coffee, like dark roasted black coffee flavors, along with some mild cocos, and then just kind of a general woodiness, and with some leather kind of coming in on the finish, and then a peppery tingle on the tongue, which is ever so slight, so it's not overpowering. So it's just kind of a cacophony of all of those dark, rich, earthy flavors you could think of: leather, cocoa, coffee, pepper, wood, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's just, and that's it, kind of AJ's wheelhouse. But every blend he makes, one flavor may take the forefront over another, so it's always a pleasant experience. Now, he does make milder cigars with the sweeter flavors and stuff for those of you who like your foo-foo drinks and your foo-foo cigars and stuff. But me, I like darker flavors. I like red meat. I like dark beer. I like dark roast coffee. And I like dark flavored cigars. Now, that being said, as dark as this cigar is, does not mean it's strong. Now, it's a mild to medium strength, but body and flavor, they're definitely a full. So, if you like something that's not too strong, it'll make your head swim, but you like those really, really dark, punch you in the mouth flavors, this is one of those. This is kind of what I would envision the first tobaccos grown here would have been. Really dark, rich flavors. So that's all I have to say for right now. We've got a long way to go. Let's see where this thing takes us. Alright, so here we are almost to the band point on this cigar. Performance has still been excellent. Draw is just totally awesome. The burn, not razor sharp, but pretty good. It's been kind of canoeing off of this one side. I don't attribute that to the manufacturer or even the seller. Truth is, a lot of these cigars, when they're made, they're put in a box and then they're stored for 6 months to several years before they're put out for sale. And truth be told, this was the first one I pulled out of the box that these guys had, so naturally the side that had been exposed to the cigars, other cigars, stayed more humidified, while the top side was a bit drier and burned a little faster. So I mean, that's just, it's a kind of an unknown rule. When you start a cigar collection, you have a humidor, you know, every couple of months rotate your cigars so they will humidify evenly, so they will burn better. But that's just to get around to it later on when you decide to start really smoking cigars. Back to this cigar, still a full flavored cigar, medium to full depending on your preference, body, and a mild to medium strength, not a whole lot of strength, but I'm telling you, this thing is a flavor bomb. So a lot of what I mentioned earlier, those earthy notes with the dark, like those dark brown, black flavors, you know, dark coffee, dark or chocolate and leather and stuff like that. It's kind of what we've been getting. Here lately it has shifted more to like a dark roast, black, unsweetened, uncreamed cup of coffee, while maybe you're sucking on a Werther's chocolate thingy and chewing on a toothpick. So it's really pleasant flavors for me, and so it depends on your palate. If your palate, if you like these dark, rich flavors like this, you'll love this cigar. I'm going to keep going, and then we're going to close out this video. Alright guys, so here we are just coming into the final third of this cigar, AJ Fernandez New World Oscuro Toro. And I'm going to end the video at this point because I don't think it's going to change much. It hasn't really changed much since the last update. Just most everything is kind of faded out except for that like black cup of coffee type flavor, which I really enjoy. Very smooth, very rich, very complex flavors, but at the same time it's just kind of one-sided as far as that goes, but it's a really enjoyable cigar. The performance has been really nice. I touched up the canoe a couple of times just because it was bothering me, but like I said, that's just because of the way it was stored, not the way it was made or anything like that. So, that said, this is a really enjoyable cigar. Very little strength at all, medium to full bodied and full of flavor. So if that's your bag, then this is a good cigar. If you like a milder cigar, you can still check out AJ Fernandez because he's got some milder blends as well. But I have really enjoyed this one, and I suggest anybody that likes a good, dark, rich, flavored cigar to try this one out. And with that, I will bid you guys adieu. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to see more cigar videos, let me know. I'm trying to get more of those going because that's where my channel started. So I'm working on that. Be patient with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be. See you guys later. God bless.